I'm going to show some of the subtraction problems now. For instance, if I had 8 minus 1/3, I set it up by stacking 8 minus 1/3. However, we have two different forms here. We have a whole number and we have a fraction. So it's difficult to do any subtraction without making them both fractions. So I can make 8 over 1 because this can be thought of as just a division sign. 8 divided by 1 is just 8. So we have not changed the number at all, although we have changed the form of it. Some students have a hard time of seeing it in this way. So some students have taken it as, well, 8, another way of saying 8 could be 7 and 3 out of 3. Because then I would be able to subtract 1/3 from the 3 out of 3 part. Because 3 out of 3 is just that 1 that the 7 is missing from the 8. That seems to be a little more challenging for students to understand than just put a whole number over 1. Anytime you have a whole number, it can be out of 1 because 8 divided by 1 is still just 8. Now we just have two fractions that we're subtracting. Again, I look at the denominators. If the denominators are the same, I could just subtract, but they are not the same. So I have to find a common denominator. 3 times 1 would be a common denominator. So I'm going to put my denominators there. And then I ask myself, what did I do to this 3 to get to the 3? I didn't do anything. So I just multiplied that by 1 and the numerator by 1. Then I can say, what did I do to the 1 to get to this 3? I multiplied it by 3. So that means I have to do the same thing to the numerator. Then I'm going to multiply straight across. 8 times 3 equals 24. Again, this is where some highlighting might help. Blue for bottom, keep the denominators the same as a 3. Then I would highlight the top in yellow, and we'd have 24. Highlight the operation that you're doing, subtraction, 24 minus the 1, and that would be 23. This is your answer, although it is not simplest form. If you want to get it to simplest form, you can do 23 divided by 3. The reason is improper fractions are not simplest form. So 23 divided by 3, I can think, well, 7 with a remainder of 2 out of 3. Because 7 times 3 is 21, and then you have a remainder of 2, and keep the denominator 3. This would be the simplest form.